Hello, I'm talking about the SKS, and I got this from Palmetto State Armory for $350 before taxes and fees, and the wood is a little bit chewed up. You can definitely tell that they are not lying when they say that it was used by some grunt and then put into storage for 20 years. Boy, oh boy, did they put it in storage. This thing was literally filled. The barrel, the piston, everything, just filled with cosmoline. I spent an entire Saturday watching every Indiana Jones movie, just cleaning it out with my dad, and it was actually kind of fun. And I got this weird sort of, I don't know what I want to call it, like ASMR or something, because when I put that cleaning rod with the jag on the end and a patch, and I just pushed all of that crap out, and it came out of the gas block and the barrel, like Play-Doh. It had this like weird euphoria to it. I don't know. Cosmoline is kind of magical like that. But I went through every last nook and cranny of this thing, and I gotta say, for $350 and some elbow grease, I'm in love. I absolutely love this. It's only 10 rounds, but it's just beautiful. It's got such an aesthetic to it. It's got its bayonet that flips out. Super cool. Comes with a cleaning rod, which is super important to so many people, even though they know that they will never ever use them. But it's just like an extra little piece to complete the rifle. On the buttstock, it has this little door for a cleaning kit, which I believe I actually have one. The trigger on this is nothing to really write home about, but it's actually pretty okay. I could definitely see this being used as a very decent hunting rifle. So, it actually does have a last round bolt hold open, which the AK does not. And since I mentioned the counterpart to this, don't buy one of these and then try and turn it into an AK. It's going to take way more work. You're going to end up with a gun that's fairly subpar, especially compared to the AK. And it's going to lose all of its reliability because, in my experience, the SKS mags and every single bubbled up piece of crap build I have ever seen is literally the worst. Don't do it. This looks so much nicer. It's so much more beautiful. It's so much more aesthetic like this. Just keep it like this. If you want an AK, go and buy an AK. Okay, back to this. Let's just go from the front. Shove that over there. So, no muzzle device, just a regular crown. On there. There. Just a regular recessed crown. Nice full sight hood. The hole on top is so that way you can adjust your front sight post. You got your cleaning rod down here, which is locked in by your bayonet. Your bayonet is the swinging type. You pull down this guy right here, so that way you can unlock and lock it inside of this little swinging area. And the bayonet is a screwdriver type cruciform bayonet, which have the added benefit of being incredibly hard to stitch if you ever want to shank someone who's trying to steal your shit. That's pretty cool. Wood handguards, wood stock. Your sights are graduated out to 1,000 meters. As you can see right there. It is actually a piston design, so inside of this tube here, you have a piston that hits another smaller piston on a spring inside of your gas block that hits your bolt carrier group and sends it back and forth. So it's a short stroke gas piston, whereas the long stroke gas piston is found on the AK. Both are reliable, and again, with this sort of a magazine setup, which 10 rounds, integral, takes stripper clips through this guide up here. I'd say it's enough for most situations that you would end up with this, but I see this as more of the role of the odd, simple hunting rifle, or the, like, college student's first rifle that they wanted to try and get into some cool milsurp stuff. It's, if you want something that's a bit more like tactical or capable, shall I say, get an AK, get an AR. If you want something that's neat, has a lot of history to it, and can be had for a, I don't really want to say cheap price anymore, because long gone are the days where these can be had at any gun show for $70 a piece, whether you want the Ukrainian, or Yugoslavia, not Ukrainian, or Russian versions. Unfortunately, those ones are now in the thousands, and Bubba's craptastic build can be had for $1,500. Anyway, the disassembly is a little bit intimate in that you gotta flip this up, pull it out, take off your dust cover, take out this, flip up this lever, pull off the entire handguard, and then you gotta flip it up even farther to get the smaller piston inside of your front sight block here out as well, and then you gotta clean it. Which this uses a tilting bolt design instead of the rotating bolt found on the AK. Try and get a little bit more of the rear of the stock here, so you can see the little spring-loaded doodad for your cleaning kit. So you can get a very nice self-contained package. The stripper clips that you can get for these are, you can either, I have found some that are 5 rounds, so you just pop in 5, throw out the thing, pop in the last 5, throw out the thing, cock it, ready to go. Or everybody's favorite, the 10 rounders, where you just pop it in the top, schwip, and it goes, and away you go. So, this one is actually a Chinese rifle, which you can shit on China for a lot of things, but they're Chinese rifles, like the Norinkos, which I believe this is. I don't read Chinese, so I can't actually say whether or not, and I didn't pay enough attention to Palmetto, and I don't think that they actually mentioned Norinco anywhere, but this isn't my expertise, so that's why I don't know as much. All I know is this is an SKS, I know how it works, and I know that I think it's really cool, and I want people to stop bubbaing these things, because in a few years, this will be worth more than your bubba build. In every single way, this looks better than your bubba build. And stop myself from a rant. Anyway, 7.62x39, 10 rounds on tap. You can find the Chicom or even Russian vests for $15. Get a bunch of SKS stripper clips, load your pockets with ammo, and into the woods you can go to fight for or against tyranny, depending on your, political views. So, I think that I'm going to stop rambling and just point out that Palmetto State Armory has these available for $350 before taxes. You might get one with some neat trench art. You might get one with perfect stock, nothing wrong with it. Or you might get one with a couple of dings and dents like this one. By the way, they all come with a free coating of Cosmoline, in case you need some hair gel or people to say, what the fuck is that smell when you walk in a room? But you have a nice day. Think about this fine, wonderful deal on a fine, wonderful rifle. And I'll see you next time.